25th day of the challenge. It's my last day. Let's do it. Hey guys, it's me Max, and 25 days ago, one of my closest friends nominated me for this challenge that has been circulating all over Facebook recently, and that is the 25-day push-up challenge. Now, how it goes is a person will have to do 25 push-ups every day for 25 days. And normally I wouldn't bite into online challenges or whatnot, but because of the core and the message of this challenge, I just had to take part. Started off as a challenge for the police officers and the armies who have been victims of PTSD or post-traumatic stress disorder, and then the challenge just branched out into normal people like you and me. And so I thought that this avenue would be a great way to raise awareness for mental health issues, and I'm all in for that. So I took the challenge, and for 25 days, I had to do 25 push-ups. And it really wasn't easy at first. I was barely doing a full push-up, but then it got better on in time, and it taught me a lot of things like discipline, having to set a time for it. I had to learn also consistency because I had to make sure that my push-ups were right. And even on the days that were bad, where I had muscle soreness, or even when I was just really too tired and too lazy, you just have to push yourself in order to do it. And thankfully, I was able to do it. But I didn't want the challenge to just stop at a chain of online tagging and notifications. I didn't want it to just end at me doing push-ups and nominating my friends. I wanted to actually talk about the issues that the challenge wanted to talk about, and that is mental health. And especially right now in this pandemic, it is very important to talk about it because there have been many researchers and journals who reported that mental health issues are actually rising because of the effects of the pandemic. All these changes, all these unforeseen circumstances, all these strange new normal that we have to adapt to may actually trigger a response in us that would lead to a poor mental health. And that has been really, really true even for me, like as a student having to transition from normal school into online school and having to stay at home for almost 5 months now. We are in the longest lockdown in the whole world, and true enough, my mental health has been quite shaky for the most part. And that's why this video or challenge is really close to my heart. Now, even the World Health Organization sees that this mental health issue is very much real and true in the pandemic, as they even give out a list of things to cope or how to cope despite this pandemic. I will link it down below. And what I find most interesting about this challenge is that it required a physical activity. It required push-ups, and it made me wonder, why can't we just post positive quotes on Facebook and then use that as a challenge? Or why don't we just post a selfie to empower each other? And while those things are very good, I realized that there's actually a link between physical activity and mental health. There have been numerous researches and studies and published on journals that link good physical activity or having adequate exercise and good mental health. There have been many studies, and it actually really helps. Regular exercise or regular physical activity actually improves our mental health and takes care of it. So I thought, okay, now it makes sense why we have to do a push-up so that that person who may be struggling with their mental health may actually improve it by exercise. And that's really what happened throughout this challenge. I noticed that there was something to look forward to every day. There was a sense of accomplishment, and even physiologically there were reactions, with the hormones in the body that is released after a good exercise that influences or boosts our mood. And we should talk about that, or more people should know about that, so that they could get into exercise and physical activity. That it's not just about losing weight or building the killer abs. It's not just that. It's really taking care of your mental health. And I think that's a good thing for a lot of us to get into. And now that we're talking about taking care of our mental health, why don't I share 3 things that I do to make sure that my mental health is stable? And that is, number 1, I set aside time in a day to pursue my passion, whether it be writing for 10 minutes or doing vlogs or even just practicing digital art. That's the kind of thing that I'm getting into now. I just set aside the time of my day to do that and to fuel my passion, and it really keeps me sane. The second thing that I do is to read and meditate on God's Word. I feel like in such a fleeting world and in such a very sinful world, it's very important for us to be grounded on our biblical identity, for us to look upwards despite any circumstance, for us to have hope in God, and just having that time to commune with God and pray to Him. It really gives me peace that I know is not coming from myself or coming from the world, but really peace coming from the one who knows our future, the one who holds my future, the one who I know knows and holds whatever there is ahead of me. And especially now at the time of uncertainty, it's really, for me, comforting to know that God got me. The third thing that I do now, which I just recently got into, is exercising. Back when things were normal, I really did not exercise at all. I blamed it on exams, I blamed it on schedule, I blamed it on my sleeping patterns. But now that I have so much time to myself, I decided that I should do something that my future self would be thankful for, and that is to exercise. So ever since quarantine started until now, I have been regularly exercising, if not every day, then almost every day, or at least 5 times a week. And it definitely kept me sane, because as I said earlier, it gave me a sense of fulfillment, gave me something to look forward to, and it gave me accomplishments that I never thought I'd see. And now looking back at my lifestyle before, I saw how sedentary it really was, and I think it's always good to be able to improve ourselves. If you reach this part of the video, you're probably already tired of seeing my face, but don't worry, because I had a little bit of help from my friend who nominated me and the friends that I nominated who took part in this challenge as well. And I asked them the same question: how do they take care of their mental health? Now let's go check it out.
Hi guys, so I know that this is a really tough time for each and every one of us, especially for our mental health. And this pandemic has taken its toll on me and my mental health lately. For the past few weeks, I've been worrying and overthinking a lot. But currently, I've been trying to focus more on myself, forgiving myself for the things I have no control with, and doing the things that makes me happy. And I have friends whom I can open up my thoughts with. During these trying times, all you really need is someone whom we can talk to. If you need someone, I am here to listen. Remember, you are not always alone in this battle.
Hi Max, so for your question, I have 2 answers. So, one is I talk to my friends and family. Mostly friends, kaya mas daghan sila, mas easily reachable. And sa akong friends, magod ka na makarelate ako with them, kay same yung gi-undergo nga experience. And kanang malingos ko nila, no, funny sila, so malimot ko sa akong problems. And then sa akong mama, sad siya akong permistoryaan kayo sa family na side. And then next, cliche pa noun, but I pray to God, no, kay it is in prayer nga mo remind na ako ba nga that God is bigger than my problems, bigger than the universe. So why bother, no? Why worry, diba? So that's it. Thank you.
So there are 3 things. First, we have to accept that, sometimes things won't come our way. Second, we have to understand that this happens sometimes, and this can happen to almost everyone. Third is we have to adapt. So we have to make sure that we make the necessary changes, because this won't just affect us personally, but also everyone else, especially if we're going to be in their presence. So we have to think of not only ourselves, but also as a group as well.
And that is it for this video. I hope that this video encourages you and motivates you to talk about mental health and engage actively in ways to take care of your own mental health. This aspect of health is not really seen, unlike physical health, but it is an important aspect in our overall well-being. And the last goal of the challenge was really to tell others that you are a person that they can run to or talk to when things get heavy. And I am that to all of my friends. So if you're my friend and you're watching this, you know that you can always message me. If you have any problems, we can talk about it. I can pray for you. And if you are just a random person who is watching this, there is hope. There is hope no matter how you're feeling right now. If you're very tired and sad about the things in this world, I want you to know that this is just temporary. We have a good future to look forward to, and we have eternity to look forward to in a life shared with God. And that really is it for this video. Comment down below how you take care of your mental health. I want to read and I want to know. And if you want to take part of the challenge, then take this as a sign, because I am nominating you. You will be my nominee for the last day of this challenge. So that is it. Thank you so much for watching. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed this. Leave down comments, subscribe if you haven't yet, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!